Hey, boos. Ooh, it's your good gossiping girlfriend, Nick here. I'm back. If you are new to the channel, I want to welcome you to the Good Girlfriend group chat. Join us on the couch at the round table, and let's get into more of this LieTerras Whitfield tea.
Hey boos, welcome to Girl. Can we gossip? Where gossip feels like girl talk and truth feels too good to whisper. I'm Nick, your good gossiping girlfriend. If you're new, welcome to the tea table. And if you're already part of the good girlfriend gossiping group chat, you already know what time it is. Let's get into it.
Well, if you was beefing at a wedding, you should have been beefing at their wedding. Why would you bring this to somebody else's club? That's safe. It's upsetting me in my home, girl, because we feel like, well, damn, if you can't go to bed on no chase, hell, could you go?
But it's not like this all the time.
No, it's not.
In Houston.
No,
it's not like
it's
this.
not like this. Actually, mother bring guns in their car all the time. You think we got time for somebody getting shot? The place we go and have a good time at? No.
LieTerras, listen, I gotta give it to you, bruh. You are the unadulterated king of the MESHA tribe. Dun, 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 dun. You are the king of MESHAs because he shifty, crafty, conniving, cunning con man that has and can convince his new bride of 4 weeks now to not revel and bask in what should be newlywed bliss. Matter of fact, this man had cracked the whip and he has her ass out here on a promo tour pushing and peddling more of his toxic nonsense on being a student of love. Now, okay, for all my married folks out there, how long was your honeymoon? I'm gonna say an average. A good honeymoon lasts about maybe about a week. You're in your love bubble. You're getting to know and getting to feel what it's like to be a wife, to be a husband. You are in this romanticized haze. You are high off of your vows, off of the wedding. You are enjoying just what it's like to be a couple, to be Mr. and Mrs. This couple, fresh off of their honeymoon, has not had a chance to revel in what it's like to be Mr. and Mrs. Matter of fact, this is how you know and how you can feel in your spirit, if you have a true spirit of discernment, to say that this marriage, this ain't it. This is what we call a business arrangement. You got your wife out here. Not only did she pull out her checkbook to pay $75,000 for your $150,000 wedding. Now remember, when LieTerras started Dear Future Wifey, he said that this podcast was his gift from God. And in turn, this gift that God has given him, he was not only writing letters to his dear future wifey, but this podcast financially was a way for him to bless his wife. And he said he wanted to give his wife the wedding of her dreams. No expense spared, meaning, baby, you can spend and we can pay to play. Money is not an object. I'm going to give you the wedding of your dreams.
Walking to the promised land is to bless this amazing woman. This is her first marriage. To bless this amazing woman, just drop the clue. To bless this woman with a wedding that will blow her mind, to make her feel like a queen. What greater gift to give to her with her humility and submission to walk through this thing of being called the mystery bride, and then to have all eyes on her when she walks down the aisle, because we're going to stream this wedding live. What greater gift? to have her look absolutely beautiful, to know that I did everything in my power to use the platform that God has curated in the last 5 years that was for her, a gift to her. This platform was my personal journey to discover, uncover, and recover love. And she is the love that was recovered. And to bookend this journey by saying, here, let's celebrate you as loud as you can be celebrated, as beautifully as you can be celebrated, as big as you can be celebrated. No expense.
He gets with Ashely Woods, aka Dear Mrs. Future Wifey Business Partner Podcast. And the moment she tells him that she wants her wedding in LA and how much it's gonna cost, he said on that Money Man's podcast, can't remember the name of the podcast, but he said on that man's podcast and said, $150,000. I told her that was too much money. Then he goes on to say that he planted seeds in her head, telling her that the wedding, that $150,000 was too much.
Our wedding cost what it did. I mean, it cost $150,000.
$150,000.
$150,000.
150.
150. You got married in Dallas because Dallas was a whole lot more affordable to have a marriage. LA, everything is 3 times. You can Google it.
Yeah.
But it's 3 times the cost of any other market to get married. So our initial conversation was where we're going to get married, which would dictate how much this wedding's going to cost.
Right.
When I proposed to her in LA, and even getting the decor and all that for the engagement, I said, oh, I can't get married in LA. It's too expensive. And so I was like scared to have that conversation. I just had to convince her to get married in Dallas. So I was like, here, you can guide it. You know, pick where you want and all that stuff. But in my mind, I was like, we ain't get married in LA. And I would plant seeds like, LA is too expensive. LA is too expensive. It doesn't make sense to spend this kind of money. It doesn't make sense. And then she had a conversation after she found this particular venue for the reception. She said, can I at least just have it? She said, listen, we'll split it. You know, we'll split it. We'll, on the cost of everything, I just want it here. And I said, bet.
You split the marriage?
We split the cost of the wedding.
And who did a podcast where he said, the cost don't matter. Whatever she wants, I'm going to bless her with it. Now, could it be that you made Ashely pull out her checkbook to write the $75,000 check because Ashely is not the woman that you wanted? Could that be it? Could that be it? Could that be it? Now that you have found, because Donnie Wiggins already told us that, and told you, she confronted you that you be in everybody's DMs.
Yeah.
What I said. Whatsoever. There was no flirting whatsoever until later that night when I got back to my hotel.
I know what I said. Say what I said.
Why are we doing this?
Because I like this. People say LieTerras ain't interested in nobody. He loves this platform. He knows if he gets married, then the platform will go away, and he just want to be a forever bachelor.
You be in everybody's DM.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. LieTerras, are we talking transparently?
1,000%.
You use this podcast as an interview process for your future wifey.
Partly yes. Whoever my wife is has to be comfortable sitting on this couch, and we do this thing together. That's a prerequisite.
If LieTerras expressed interest, why didn't you guys date? And I'll tell you guys the same thing that I told LieTerras. She talked to everybody.
No, I don't. So tell me, how do you assume that? Because it's not true.
It is very true. It's not assumption. It's facts.
I'm gonna tell you if it's facts. You're gonna have a whole lot of women comment and say, I've shot my shot at LieTerras, and they be the baddest women in the world. He said LieTerras don't even respond
Well,
to
it's
me.
different. You're a pursuer. You want to be the one who is setting the stage. You want a woman to sit and smile at you and let you know that she's single and available, but you want to be the aggressor.
Because you happened to shoot your shot in her DMs and she did not take the bait that Ashely, one of the pick MESHAs who was probably always sitting in your DM, I guess she got next. She got next. So you felt that after vetting her, because you guys sat on the one podcast where you're peddling, pushing more of your crap out here to your delusional Debbies, your salivating Sallys, your no common sense Nadines who are eating up your bull crap. You're sitting on these talk shows now, and you and the queen of the pick MESHA, i.e. your business partner that you're peddling off and pushing off on us as your wife, you got her up here pushing your agenda. And you didn't talk about your honeymoon. You guys sat and strategized and have come up with a game plan, a timeline, about how you guys met and how you guys got together, which it conflicts with the story that you gave us in essence when you were hiding her identity, when you were pushing Miss Dear Future Wifey business partner podcast on us as a mystery bride. That story conflicts with the new scheme that you and Ashely set up to tell us about how you guys met.
Story, Mama. Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bush.
And Ashely is saying, oh, well, we were friends, and LieTerras was speaking at, I guess, what was it, Erica and Warren's church. And after the speaking engagement, you went over to him and you guys got to talking, and he, touched your hand. Oh, sister, am I being too forward? And talked to you out in the atrium, and, said you can hit my DMs. And, I didn't want to give her my phone number in front of everybody because I didn't want everybody in our business. And then you guys started talking then. And all this happened in November of 2023. Then she went on to date other people, and a mess. So what I liked about the messy talk show host on Houston's Nightcap was when she was messy as hell, and I loved her. I wish that could have been me sitting up there doing that interview. But they came out, and the hostess of the Nightcap Houston, she asked him about that. Like, weren't you engaged prior to you now finding your now wife? And he's like, no, we weren't engaged. We were headed in that direction. I was vetting her.
The first thing I learned about marriage, you need to bow down and don't, you pick your arguments. You say, okay, baby.
All right, well, before we dive into how y'all got here, LieTerras, last time you were here, you were in the thick of Dear Future Wifey podcast. Is already very successful with its viral moments. You had already almost proposed to somebody else. I mean, you'd been dating, you were always dating before you found Ashely.
Like, we got to be real with ourselves. We got to sit back and say, self, if I'm in a situation, who should I seek advice from? Should I seek advice from a man who has openly admitted that he was married once, got married? I was young. My first marriage, I was real young. And remember how he openly admitted that when he was married, that him and his married homeboys at the time used to talk and say, well, man, you ain't never had that itch where you needed to cheat on your wife and stuff like that. You ain't never worn these shoes. And so LieTerras, I would never do that. I would never cheat on my wife. And this one homeboy said something like, well, when you find yourself in this boat, we can revisit this conversation. I'm basically paraphrasing what happened, but y'all picking up what I'm trying to put down. So LieTerras goes on to talk about once he was settled in his first marriage and he started getting that itch, he went out there and he cheated on his wife.
How long into the marriage did you start cheating?
Year one.
So pretty much straight away. So why didn't you marry her instead of your wife?
Because I didn't feel like she was marriage material. So the reason why I cheated, because I had a lack of integrity. My lack of integrity caused me to seek outside attention. The brokenness hadn't been healed in me. Then I go back and do it again, and I cheat with her again. And then I have this affair with this particular woman. And then I go, hold on, this makes it bad if I'm just sleeping with this one person, because it's like she's taking the place of my wife. So let's minimize her experience in my life. Let's bring somebody else. So now I'm messing with a couple of girls.
Did the first girl knew that you was married?
Oh, 100%. She was around before I got married. I got in the car. I've never felt this bad in my entire life.
It's like, if you are a content creator, right? We are out here. You're out here looking for your niche audience. When you are searching for your niche audience, you are looking for people that have a pain point. And so when you tap into that niche, your job is to be able to fix that pain point and give them something that they are salivating for. So LieTerras has used his life, his fornicating, cheating life, as a case study to tap into a niche for desperate women looking for a husband. The only thing is, this man is not the one who should be sending the message to single salivating Susies who are looking for a husband. If you've sat and watched his podcast, I'm going to say this. Not all the men of God that he brings on his podcast are full of crap. There are a lot of men of God who sit on his podcast with their wives, and you can see the love and you can see the passion. You can see it emanating from their spirits, from their souls. You can look at these men, and as they speak and talk about their wives, the way that they look at their wives while they're sitting on his couch, you can really surmise and say, yeah, damn, that brother loves his wife. That man loves that woman's dirty draws. That's the conclusion that you can come to when watching some of these interviews that he does with these couples. Then on the flip side, when you watch interviews like the Steeles, where Mrs. Steele sat there and said that God gave her the strength and the courage. Now I'm paraphrasing. That God gave her the strength and the courage and the wherewithal to iron her husband's clothes and get him prepared to go out on a date with his side piece. God prepared her for that. So single women, single saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost women are actually thinking that LieTerras Whitfield is someone that they should be taking advice from when he sits here and he kikis like a girl with these husbands who sit up here and go through these embarrassment rituals talking about their wives. He sits up here, and if you don't believe me, I'm going to post some of these videos right here.
Showing her, I was still walking according to my preference. I liked light-skinned, long hair, petite models, you know. All that.
When I met him, he told me, you're my starter, but I got other ones on the bench, And
but I met her, she was 175.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm used to 125 too. Yeah. She 5'6", 175, and she was the wrong color.
Right.
And I was used to
that part.
So I'm like, man, my God, you messing up my whole flow. It's a 1991.
Yeah, we still ended up together.
Yeah.
So we know there was a God thing, but
yeah.
So you tell me, so what made you keep coming back to her? She's not your preference.
She lived down the street.
I would always feed him.
So you said convenience?
Very much. I lived 30. All my other girlfriends lived 30 minutes away. She lived about 3 minutes away.
This sounds terrible. This is getting worse and worse
and worse and worse.
But I would always feed you.
She would feed me.
He always had a meal already.
Oh man, listen.
I said, women, you gotta feed him.
And she would give me money. She worked at Lane Bryant. I'm like, this girl's a...
Where this man invites these couples on his couch and has them laughing and kikiing about how they did not like their wives. So these women love their husbands more, and it shows. Ashely loves LieTerras more. The first interview when he sat on the Houston nightcap, Ashely had her arm wrapped around him so much, and her face was, she was just all about him. The look of love, the googly eyes she was giving, and he's sitting there stoic, just, yeah, talking about his book, and then talking about, what didn't he say? He was alluding to the fact, I don't trick off on, basically I don't trick off spending money on something that, I don't invest in something that ain't worth investing in. So your wife is an investment. Your marriage is an investment. It sounds like a business arrangement to me. Sounds like this is a woman that you convinced, hey girl, we can get this bag. If you bought this life, we can go out here and make this money, and we can pretend to be husband and wife. You know what I'm saying? I can give you a little something on the side. Because now listen to Ashely when she's speaking. It's been a whirlwind. We just got back from our honeymoon, and now we're out here promoting this book. And how long has LieTerras written this book, Student of Love? Did Ashely help him write it? Because I'm gonna be honest, as an author, it takes a little minute to write a book. It does. So how long was y'all writing this book, this Student of Love book? Was this something that LieTerras already had in the works, and now that he's with Ashely, he's giving us a twofer? He's giving us a 2-for-1 special. I got me a wife, and we done wrote a book, and y'all should pay the money to read the book and join Ashely's book club and do all this. I mean, sounds like a money grab to me. Sounds like Mrs. Dear Future Wifey Business Partner Podcast loves her man more than he loves her. And if you noticed in the second interview, Chatting with Courtney, or whatever the name of her talk show is. No, it's not Kicking It with Courtney. I think it was Chatting with Courtney. They must have read the comments where we talked about how Ashely was hanging on to him for dear life, and he really didn't seem interested. Y'all remember that book, He's Just Not That Into You? A lot of you salivating Susies and desperate Debbies and novice Nadines, y'all need to pick up that book. He's really not that into you. LieTerras is really not that into y'all. He's into PREYING upon he's touching your heart because he wants your coins. He's out here telling you what it is you want to hear. Y'all need to stop going after these men who are playing with y'all emotions, that y'all are saying, pick me, I'm ready. I can be the wife, I can do this, I can do that. Watch his podcast, ladies, watch it. This man has tapped into a niche, has found women desperate and salivating for love, that he is peddling these books where he is trying to teach you how to be a student of love. How is this man who done cheated on his wife, be in many women's DMs, shot his shot with Essence the Atkins, who basically let him down? And also, did Essence know that you recorded that podcast? Did she know that you had her, that you was recording her for we the people to see and to hear? Did she know that? LieTerras shot his shot with her, was shooting his shot with Donnie Wiggins, and Donnie also said, LieTerras, you be in everybody's DMs. And if you guys saw the interview that he did with Fatima from Zatima, y'all know who I'm talking about, from Sisters, Crystal Hazlett, he was shooting his shot with her. He was shooting his shot with everybody. He was using his couch when he invited these single women on. He was using his couch as a space to vet and shoot his shot with these women to find his next wife. These women was picking up what he was putting down because, I'm sorry, they don't find him attractive. They don't see him as their Prince Charming. He is not, when in their mind of what they visualize their husband, they're intended to look like. LieTerras Whitfield does not hold the physical characteristics of what's going to make them moist. And if I'm lying, I'm flying. If I'm lying, I am flying. So he found someone desperate enough that he could convince to open her checkbook and pay $75,000 for her own wedding. LieTerras did not pay the other $75,000. We know that he had that shit monetized. We know he had it monetized. This man is not into her at all. This is a scheme that LieTerras set up to come with us with the bullshit. And if you are a salivating Sally, a delusional Debbie, a novice Nadine, a rose-colored lens Rosie, then you need to go back and watch his podcast, because the proof is in the pudding, where he is pushing this toxic struggle love agenda. If that's the type of love that y'all want, then so be it. If that's the type of love that you've been praying and asking God for, a man that wants you less than you want him, then by all means, who am I to judge? Who am I to continue talking and ranting and raving about this mess? Oh, and we cannot gloss over the fact that as LieTerras introduced us to dear future wifey, he in turn has written 300 letters to dear future wifey for her to read his heart's desires, the burning thoughts of love that he had on his quest as he was taking us on this romantic quest to find her. Now remember, the hostess of Houston's nightcap asked Ashely if she's read these 300 letters.
Also presented Ashely with 300 letters that you wrote during this time that you were looking for your future wifey. Ashely, have you read those letters? They were presented at the wedding. They were. Have you dug into that box yet? I have not. The reason why is because we have been on a whirlwind tour of the world. Since the moment we got married, we have not stopped. I did peek into the box one night. Okay. I didn't even tell you. I peeked into the box one night, but I'm going to sit down. I want it to be thought out. I want it to be intentional. I want to give it all of the time that it deserves because I've heard many of the letters. But for me, I'm super emotional when it comes to letters, and those are some of my favorite gifts. So his words are really powerful, and I can't be a train wreck because we've just been on this whirlwind tour. So I've got to find some time where I can just sit with the letters and read them. Yes, I mean, yeah, definitely be ready to cry.
Now, for me, on the honeymoon, like now, if we honeymoon in the way honeymooners should be honeymooning, baby, we should hardly have room to breathe because we are so engrossed and entrenched in each other, so much so that the outside world does not exist. This should be a chance to let our freak flags fly. We should be so immersed in each other and getting to know each other, mind, body, and soul, that should have been a time where, baby, some of these, I'm sending you a 4-page letter, that should be time where, baby, we should be sitting after we have done some little strange for a little piece of change. We should be sitting basking in the afterglow of our love making, and I should be opening at least 1 to 3 of these letters as we sip champagne, and I should be reading these letters as you are feeding me strawberries, pineapples, grapes. I should be reading some of these letters out loud. We should be getting into all of the things that these letters pulled out of you, baby. I need to know, like, I need to tap in. Let's talk about how you were feeling in these moments when you were crafting these love letters to me. That's what we should be spending some of our honeymoon. That's what we should be spending some of our honeymoon doing in the wee hours of the night, in the wee hours of the morning, when we are learning each other's bodies. I should be tapping into those letters. We should be sitting, like I said, laying across the bed talking about it. Babe, I need to know, how was you feeling when you wrote this letter? Like, what was on your mind? What was in your heart? What's really good? What were you really thinking about? Now, my hostess asked Ashely, did you have a chance to read these letters? No, I peeked at them. I mean, you know, I'm a real emotional type person, so I will get into these letters. How could you have not gotten into it? You were like, that's what this whole relationship, LieTerras, is so performative. I feel like we are watching masterpiece theater, the theatrics, him presenting her with this box of letters that she has not cracked open yet. Where they do that at? Hasn't cracked open yet. And she talks about it. Let's get into it. What you had to say, Ashely, about them letters? What you had to say? So yeah, this whole situation, very performative. What woman do you know who does not want to be pursued, romanticized, thought about, touched, not just literally, but figuratively. How many women crave pontification? How many women crave their minds being tickled and tantalized? How many women how many women do you know their love language are words of affirmation? Now, by looking at Ashely, she seems, in my opinion, to be a romantic. She seems to need words of affirmation from what she is giving. I'm just saying. Why haven't you read those letters, Ashely? Again, this whole situation to me, it is giving performative. We are watching masterpiece theater. We are watching two people sit on these talk shows and they are spitting out regurgitated, rehearsed facts about their relationship and how it came to be, as they are pushing and peddling this toxic book called Student of Love. Are y'all gonna purchase it, by the way? And how much is it? Comment below. Let me know how much this book is. So, friend, I got nothing else. So I need y'all to get with me in the comments about Mr. King of the Pygmishas. Let me know how you truly feel about LieTerras pushing again, what man on his honeymoon, author or not, is going to run out the gate after he's fresh off of his honeymoon to start promoting a book? Where the hell they do that at? Where the hell did they do that at? Because I would think that if I'm fresh off of my honeymoon, I want to be at home doing the honeymoon and doing the spooning, doing all of the things that married couples do in the sanctity of my marital bed, in the sanctity of my marital home. I'm talking about christening different parts of the house. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about not answering phone calls because we too busy all up in each other's, getting it in, doing all of the things. That's what I'm talking about. Not out here pushing my new book for coins. So I don't know. So friend, get with me in these comments and let me know how you really feel about this situation. Or is it me? Am I the crazy one here? Am I the one that's sitting back here like, is it me? Or what? But get with me in the comments though. And I'm gonna get with y'all in the next video.